Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian again. I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now we're good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the fresh sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Grizzlies Ballpark here in Sauget, Illinois. We are here because your Collinsville Kahok baseball team is here, and they are getting ready to play in a non-conference affair against the Explorers of Alton, Marquette. And my name is Todd Duke, and we welcome you in to the pregame show this afternoon, brought to you by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, and great services served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. 605 North Main Street is where you will find them in Caseyville. You can give them a call for carry-out orders. They'd love to cook up some food for you. Then all you got to do is fly on out there and pick it up, take it home, and feed the family. 618-855-9007 is how you do that. 618-855-9007. Well, the Collinsville Kahawks come into this contest at 4-7 on the year. They are coached by their fifth-year skipper, Brett Swipp. He has got a record of 60 wins and 79 losses. Alton Marquette, they are 9-4 on the year. Their head coach is Tim Fanistock. He is in his 12th year in that position and has 186 wins and 147 losses. After being shell-shocked on the wrong end of a 14-1 home opening loss against Triad here at Grizzlies Ballpark, 14-1 6 days ago. Your Collinsville Kahawks had to suffer through yet another game that went by the wayside due to Mother Nature's wrath. Thursday, Collinsville traveled to Staunton, and the rains came early after the two teams got started, but could not resume after getting just a couple of innings in. The Kahawks did take the field at SIUE Saturday afternoon and fell 3-2 to the Cyclones of Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin on Peakout Day. Collinsville scored a run in the first after Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin did the same thing, and a 1-1 tie was broken by the Kahawks with a 2-run second inning. The game stayed 3-1 Collinsville through the third and the fourth innings before the Cyclones put up single runs in the fifth, sixth, and seventh to pull out the 4-3 win. First baseman Adam Bovinette went 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in, while junior Carson Perrell accounted for the other RBI. Collinsville fought for 5 hits, only 1 for extra bases. That was senior Carter Harrington's double. Harrington pitched 5 strong innings in that game with 2 unearned runs and 7 strikeouts compared to 1 walk in that loss. The Explorers, they got off to a strong start to 2025 by winning 4 of their first 5 games. That started with a 4-3 home win over Gillespie back on March the 17th before hometown rival Alton High School handed Alton Marquette a 4-1 loss the very next day. The Explorers then rattled off 3 straight wins with victories over Jabot, Hillsboro, and Southwestern. Alton Marquette then lost back-to-back games to Father McGivney before taking a doubleheader against Maryville Christian. That one took place on April Fool's Day. 6 days later, Belleville East handed the Explorers their fourth loss and a lopsided 19-6 Lancers win. Since that loss, though, wins by Alton Marquette comes in bunches. This game against Collinsville today, they come in here on a 3-game win streak after taking a 2-day home and away series from Altoff, 9-8 in the first game and 11-6 in the second game. Friday afternoon, Alton Marquette went to Granite City High School and handed the Warriors a 10-4 loss. 8 of Alton Marquette's 10 runs came in the final 3 innings, and they held Granite City to just 1 hit in that entire game. Well, time to get the senior interviews for baseball underway, and we do so with the guy who had 2 RBIs in Saturday's affair, and that would be Adam Bovinette. My conversation with the Kahawks first baseman will be coming your way after we take a timeout here on the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. And we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. We're back at Grizzlies Park in beautiful Sauget, Illinois, on a very windy and overcast day as we bring you some more Kahawk baseball. Collinsville getting ready to take on Alton Marquette. We talk things over as we begin our senior interviews with number 9, senior Adam Bovanat, first baseman, 4th year varsity player. All right, man, so let's start off with the family. Tell us about your parents, siblings, and pets.
I have 2 amazing parents, my mom Tanya, my dad Steve. Currently they made me work as hard as possible for my senior year and be ready. My brother Devin, he was in the system for 4 years. He's working for my dad's business. He's great. My pets, I got a new dog. It's a pit mix with something else. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're both great.
Pet's name?
Daisy.
Daisy. I like Daisy. All right, man, tell me a little bit about your baseball story. Who got you started in the world of baseball, and how old were you when that journey began?
I would say my father when I was about 3 years old, I would say. He put a bat in my hand, swung with my left hand, and then he tried to put a baseball in my left hand. Always switch, put it to my right, and threw with my right.
So you throw right, bat left.
Yes, sir.
I'm a southpaw. I do everything from the left-hand side except kickball for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about some stats. You're a 4-year varsity player. 376 batting average in those 4 years. 20 doubles, a triple, 5 home runs, 53 runs batted in, and 41 or 62 runs scored. So which one of those stats is like, man, that's really cool, and which one is like, man, I could use some work on that?
I would say my batting average. I would say that's pretty good. I want to work on my home runs this year. I want to do more than 2, which was my peak last year.
All right, just to put it in perspective, Devin's stats, 258 hitter, 23 doubles, so 3 more than you. Had 1 more triple than you. You have 1 more home run than he does, and he has you on the RBI department, but he didn't play all 4 years of varsity, just 3. So, thoughts?
Work on some of those. Main thing, beat him.
There's always a sibling rivalry. All right, man. Favorite thing category. These are your favorite things. So let's start off with favorite sweet snack.
Ooh. Ice cream.
That's a good sweet snack. Favorite salty snack.
Popcorn.
That's a good standby. That and pretzels. All right. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Which one of those is your favorite?
Breakfast.
Don't get that a lot. So what is for breakfast and who cooks the breakfast?
I'm not I don't eat it in the morning. I'm like one of those breakfast lunches, breakfast dinners. I like breakfast dinner. It's normally my mom makes eggs, bacon, some French toast, maybe some waffles here and there, some pancakes.
Yeah, I do the breakfast for dinner thing every once in a while too. All right, favorite restaurant?
Ooh. Taco Bell.
That's not breakfast. Well, they do have breakfast now, though. All right, music genre. What kind of music you like?
I'd say rap or country.
All right, you got a favorite musical group or musical artist?
Say for rap, more into The Weeknd, and then country, like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, something like that.
All right, cool. Let's talk about school. Favorite subject in school?
Math.
Get that a lot. Least favorite subject in school, which math I get a lot too.
English.
Yeah, I get that one a lot also. All right, sports, man. So you're a good baseball player. If there was one sport that you would like to play and be really, really good at it, what would it be?
Bowling.
All right, I think that's the first time I ever got that answer. All right, graduation's coming up in May, dude. What are you going to do after you graduate?
Probably go on vacation with my family. I would probably say.
Okay, anything after that?
Party it up.
Okay. No college plans?
I'm thinking about going to IC for college.
All right, cool. All right, time to shout outs, man. Who out there you want to say hi to?
My girlfriend Jalen Schreiber, and then my mom and dad.
All right, you got Alton Marquette here today. You guys are coming off back-to-back losses, so how do you win this game here against the Explorers?
Stick to a plan. Don't go off of it. That's about it.
Thanks, man. Good luck tonight and good luck in your future.
Thank you. Have a good one.
That is Adam Bovanet. Number 9 in your roster, first baseman for your Collinsville Canucks. We'll take a break here on the LC's Pub pregame show, and when we come back, we'll throw the starting 9 for each side at you, or maybe 10, and we'll throw some stats your way as well. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food, like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting collinsvillefoundation.com.
Probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. We have 5 agents on our team.
We cover about an hour radius around St. Louis.
We grew up here. We know every town like the back of our hands.
Our job as realtors is helping someone find their dream home, whether it's a family or an individual. We just want to do everything that we can to keep the process as simple and as stress-free as possible for you.
The Blaylock Group, the official realtors of the Kahok Sports Network and Kahok Athletics. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878. Got questions about Medicare? If you're approaching the age of 65, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Bill Holton is a former Collinsville Raider and Kahok football player and is now an independent broker with Senior Health Plans. And he can answer all of those tough questions when it comes to Medicare. Which plan, which part, what's covered, and what's not. If you're approaching the age of Medicare and need those questions answered, let Bill Holton get you those answers. Bill Holton with Senior Health Plans. Call him today at 618-978-2306 or email Bill Holton at william.holton@yahoo.com.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, getting ready here for a little baseball action between your Collinsville Kahoks and the Alton Marquette Explorers. And here are your starting lineups. We will begin with Alton Marquette. They will come to the plate first. This is a home game for Collinsville. Leading things off for the Explorers, Keller Jacobs. He'll bat first and play third base. Will Fanistock, the coach's son, will bat second. He'll do the catching today. Joe Steffen will play shortstop and bat third. The DH is the cleanup hitter, and that is Eli Rogers. Matt Kane is playing right field and batting fifth. Batting sixth, Jack Pruitt. The first baseman, Carson Morrissey, is playing center field and batting seventh. Jack Ray playing second base and batting ninth. And I forgot to write down where Tyler Roth is playing, and that would be left field. Let me write that in here real quick. I always forget one. Almost every game I forget one. So Tyler Roth will bat ninth for Alton Marquette. And the DH, Eli Rogers, he is going to be batting for the pitcher, who is Cohen Green. For your Collinsville Kahawks, Carter Harrington will lead things off and play third base. Grant Darden playing shortstop, batting second. Batting in the number 3 hole, our pregame guest, Adam Bovenet. He'll be playing first base. Carson Perrell is the cleanup hitter. He'll be playing right field. Batting fifth is Collinsville's designated hitter, Braden Henson. Luke Robinson will bat sixth and play center field. Batting seventh is Ben Tillman, the catcher. Roman Pomerantz will be batting eighth and playing second base. And Tyler Hunterbrinker is batting ninth and playing in left field. And our DH, Braden Henson, will be doing the batting for the pitcher as well. And the starting pitcher here today for Collinsville is Lucas Owen. Let's give you a couple of numbers on the starting pitchers that we have for you today. For Owen, this is going to be his third game played. This is going to be his first start of the year, though. He is 1-0, 14 innings pitched, and he has a 2.50 earned run average. He has struck out 13 and walked 8 along the way. For Cohen Green, this is also his fourth appearance. He has struck out 8 and walked 6. He is 2-1 on the year, and in 11 innings pitched, he has a earned run average of 1.91. So there's a look at the starting 9 for each side in the batting order, plus the 10th men. Both of them are pitchers. You got their numbers. We'll pass along some more of the stat information on to you as we keep going here this afternoon as the home plate umpires, or the umpires, have met at home plate. Brett Swip is standing there talking to him, but Fanistock had his team all gathered around down the left field line and just now broke that conversation up, so he is heading to home plate to hand in his lineup, and then we'll have the national anthem. So while all that's going on, we'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll have some ball for you, and we'll do that here after we do this timeout on the Kahok Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
Looking for something to get your high school student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahok Trap on Facebook. Caseyville VFW Post 1117 Auxiliary supports the VFW with post projects and fundraiser events. The Caseyville VFW Auxiliary also provides donations and sponsorship for Veterans in Need, Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, the Caseyville Food Pantry, outreach programs, summer lunches for students in the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and now the Kahok Sports Network. Plus, sponsoring CHS programs like band, theater, and sports. If you would like to provide support or join the Caseyville VFW Auxiliary, contact the Caseyville VFW Post 1117 at 618-344-9878. Is it finally time to start doing what you've been talking about doing for years? Start making those plans right now and let Northwestern Mutual help you plan your future. Former Kahok Joe Philpott can help you get started with that plan today. Joe Philpott, a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, can help build a plan specifically for you with a wide range of financial options and the flexibility to change that plan as your priorities change. To get started on your future, give Joel Philpott a call today at Northwestern Mutual's Fairview Heights office at 618-606-2022. Spend your life living with Northwestern Mutual. Call Joel Philpott today, 618-606-2022. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville presents the Sports Page Lounge. Come check out Collinsville's newest destination for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge features a 14-foot, 9-screen video wall with games across the spectrum, from college football and basketball to the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and NBA. Pair that with tastefully crafted libations from the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, and you have the perfect atmosphere for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge, next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery at 115 Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 618-855-8027 for more information. The Sports Page Lounge, a new experience for sports lovers in Collinsville. Caseyville VFW Post 1117 Auxiliary supports the VFW with post projects and fundraiser events. The Caseyville VFW Auxiliary also provides donations and sponsorship for Veterans in Need, Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, the Caseyville Food Pantry, outreach programs, summer lunches for students in the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and now the Kahok Sports Network. Plus, sponsoring CHS programs like band, theater, and sports. If you would like to provide support or join the Caseyville VFW Auxiliary, contact the Caseyville VFW Post 1117 at 618-344-9878.
Want to catch some of the best live music in Collinsville from a band of all Collinsville area residents? Look no further than Sonically Pleasing. Sonically Pleasing with former Kahok Logan Carlisle, his dad Tim, along with Caleb Tanzius, play some of the best rock and roll hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. You can catch Sonically Pleasing at some of the area's finest venues, as well as book Sonically Pleasing for your private event or party. To put some music in your life, it's Sonically Pleasing. Check out Sonically Pleasing's Facebook page for upcoming live show dates and to book them for your special event or to call to book that event at 618-401-0052. Pleasing live rock music for your ears. Sonically Pleasing, 618-401-0052. Are you a collector of sports trading cards and other sports memorabilia? Then you need to check out Rippin' Rookies Cards and Collectibles in Collinsville. Rippin' Rookies specializes in sports cards from all the major sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, plus Star Wars cards and more. Rippin' Rookies buys, sells, and trades cards and other memorabilia, and they have a large selection of single and graded cards. Walk-ins at Rippin' Rookies are welcome, or you can set up an appointment for large collections at sales@rippinrookies.com. Rippin' Rookies, 102 East Clay Street in the Old Herald Complex. Open Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rippin' Rookies, Collinsville sports card and memorabilia destination. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahawk Sports Network, as well as the Kahawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC. And once again, we welcome you back here to Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget. My name is Todd Duke. Chris Keller is on the other microphone. Zach Roseman's here, too. He's playing the role of public address guy and scoreboard operator. So we got the crew here. What's up, Chris Keller?
Yeah, we're all just kind of putting ourselves in places here, making everything work here, going here with you. I am today. Zach's on that, and we'll mix it up as we go along here. I'm glad to finally join you for a baseball game.
Yeah, I know that Zach did Saturday's game and the Pink Out game, and you were there also running the scoreboard. And then Friday you're going to be here running the scoreboard for that Make-Up Granite City game, so everybody's all over the place.
Yeah, we just want to get it done here for the baseball team here, especially considering this early part of the season when they're kind of also playing all over the place.
Yeah, they are. All right, Collinsville, of course, is the home team here, a little home away from home. They're out there in their lavender jerseys, if you will, the lighter side of the purple. And they got dark purple numbers on the fronts and the backs, and they actually have names on the backs of these jerseys, which is very rare for high school sports, unless, you're talking hockey.
Yeah. They wore a pink, special pink top on Saturday. So
yeah.
A little something for each game, I guess.
All right, we are ready to go, and on the mound for Collinsville is Lucas Owen. The first batter he faces is Keller Jacobs, and it's a called strike on the first pitch. Jacob comes in batting .351 on the year with 6 runs batted in. The only extra base hit he has this year is a double, and there is a base hit. That one goes out to right center field, and then it kind of gets underneath the glove, if you will, of Carson Perrell, but not far enough for the batter Jacobs to move over to second base. So the first man is on here, and we are underway.
Just a little flare out there. Ball hung up outside a little bit and hit it the other way over second base. Here
is Will Fanistock. He'll catch today after they take the field in the bottom half of this inning, and Will leads the team in hitting for the Explorers with a .583 average. He has 8 runs batted in, 6 doubles on the year already. As Alton, as we mentioned, has a 9-4 record, so they've played a few more games than Collinsville has. And off the bat here, Lucas Owen will work from the stretch. He pitches. That one's inside off of the shin pads of Ben Tillman. So that's a wild pitch as that bounced in front of home plate, then hit the shin pads of Ben Tillman, and down to second base goes Jacobs.
Yeah, learning the bounces that ball's going to take here in this turf.
Yeah, it's not giving, man, not at all. It's like playing on concrete with a little carpeting over it. So runner on second, nobody out, swing and a miss
by Fanistock. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Explorers catcher, coach's son, as Owen is ready to go. Here's the next pitch. Outside. Tillman tried to frame it, but that was a little bit too far outside for that to work.
Yeah, that was way out there. Trying to bring it back.
2-2 the count. Jacob has his lead from second base. We're just underway, top of the first inning. Collinsville and Alton Marquette. Owen checks on his runner, pitches, and it's outside once again. So after he was ahead in the count 2-1, now a full count 3-2 against Fanistock. Joe Steffen, the shortstop, waits on deck. And the next pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball into the wind. Back is Hunter Brinker. He looks up, and it's off the warning track and then off the wall. Hunter Brinker is down. Coming over from center field is Luke Robinson. Run's going to score. And on his way to third base, standing up is Will Fanistock. And now we're going to have timeout as they'll need to check on Hunter Brinker.
Yeah, he ran on that wall and stayed down. We knew anything hit out there to left was going to be trouble, and Hunter Brinker had lots of problems with that one. Coach runs out there, and all the other outfielders checking on him. Hunter Brinker starts to get up. He's on a knee.
Yeah, he got a late jump, too. I think he took a step in before he realized that ball was going to be hit hard over his head. There's a nice gusty wind, probably about 20 to 25 miles per hour, that's coming from the first base dugout straight down the left field line. So anything that gets hit in the air over here on the left side is going to carry. And Hunter Brinker is up and appears that he's okay. Brett Switt making his way out there. One of the assistant coaches already out there. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Explorers. Already 2 hits, 1 run across the plate. And he's playing. We've got 2 planes landing at the same time.
One of the farthest spots from the Collinsville dugout here. Coach finally gets out there and we'll check on him.
He appears to be okay. No one's made a motion for anyone to come out and take his place. These planes that are coming in for a landing here over at this airport, they're coming right into that wind. I was watching one earlier that was kind of, you see the wings going from left to right and back to forth, left to right, right to left. Hunterbringer's okay. He's going to stay out there. One run, already home as Keller Jacobs came around to score after he reached on a base hit. So the first 2 batters, a single and a triple, and an RBI triple at that for Will Fanistock. So Joe Steffen will come up to the plate now. Steffen on the year batting .312. 11 runs batted in. They've only had 2 home runs this year for Alton, and Steffen has one of those. And the guy on deck, Elijah Rogers, has the other one, or Eli Rogers, excuse me. It's Elijah on the roster, but I'm just calling him Eli, just to keep things a little short. All right, we are ready to go. Hunter Brinker appears okay. And here is the shortstop, Joe Steffen. As Lucas Owen is ready to go, still working from the stretch, checks on his runner, brings it home. That one's just off the outside of the plate. 1-0 the count. Explorers out here in their road uniforms, gray trousers and royal blue shirts, royal blue jerseys with white numbers on the fronts and the backs. And Owen quickly in a 2-0 hole against Steffen. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball that goes back to the screen. The word Marquette written across the fronts of the jerseys for the Explorers. Owen ready with the next. Got the sign from Ben Tillman, and the righty brings it home. Swinging a shot down the third baseline. Run's going to come home and score, but Carter Harrington throws it over to first base in time for the out. So 2-0 in favor of Alton Marquette. Bases are empty. 1 away for Eli Rogers, the designated hitter here this afternoon for Alton Marquette.
Runner was going with that contact. Harrington did look at maybe a play at home, but decided to just go ahead and get that out and let Marquette get that second run.
for Eli Rogers on the year. 303. Told you about the home run. Has a couple of doubles as well. 14 runs batted in. And Owens brings one in, and that one's outside. Did we miss the first pitch? No. All right. Time called somewhere along home plate, either the catcher or the batter. I'm going to assume that it was Rogers. So base is empty. One away. And now Lucas Owen works from a traditional windup. 318 down the left field line, 301 down the right field line. And speaking of right field, that one goes into right field for another hit. So 3 hits in the inning. And Rogers is on at first base for Matt Kane. Kane, the right fielder, comes in batting .353. 1 run batted in, 4 doubles. They got a lot of doubles. They have 1 triple on the year, but lots of doubles. So Kane steps in from the right side. And Owen, the right-hander, back to the stretch. He'll look over his left shoulder and turn-around bunt try, but no good. And the snap throw down to first base is not in time.
Yeah, Bobbin had to go a little bit away from the bag the other way there before he get the tag down. Runner gets back in time.
Owen, again from the stretch, checks on his runner once.
Still shows
And
bunt.
brings it here, and that one's a called strike on the outside corner. That was a nice frame job by Tillman. Brought that one back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runs home, runner on first base. Owen, he's ready. And the next delivery on the way. That one gets away from the catcher again. This time, no bounce in front of home plate, so we're going to count that as a passed ball. And down to second base goes Rogers. That takes the possible inning-ending double play out of the mix, at least the traditional double play.
Another one that got past the catcher there. He just brought his glove down a little too late there as the ball bottom dropped out of that ball.
So Owen down 2-1, and that'll make it 3-1 with a high outside pitch. Collinsville trying to stay away from the big inning here to give themselves a chance in the home half of the first. Here's the 3-1. That one's a called strike, full count. Jack Pruitt, the first baseman, waits on deck.
Kahok did have that game in Breeze where they just had a disastrous first inning and gave up like 11 runs, but did make a bit of a game out of it. But you definitely don't want to give up anywhere near that.
No. Of course, they gave up the grand slam in the first inning against Triad when I did the game here last week. Owen is ready. Checks on his runner and brings the next pitch home. Swinging a high fly ball. Carson Perrell on the move, but Pomerantz is out from second base, and he'll make the catch, and it's a good thing because I don't know if Perrell would have got up there quick enough.
Way late jump on that one there. He was still 4 steps behind Perrell when he made the catch.
So 2 away. A runner stays at second base, and that will bring up Jack Pruitt. Pruitt, the first baseman, batting .207 on the year, 5 runs batted in. All of his hits have been singles. And Owen works to him, and a foul ball back to the screen. It's a pretty busy airport we got over here. I think the wind's holding up that plane, man. That thing's kind of coming in real slow.
Maybe some folks are flying in for the Cardinal game. Maybe some
could be
rich folks with private planes. I don't know.
Yeah, you never can tell. I don't know what else is going on a Monday except for the Cardinals playing. Blues game, of course, tomorrow night. Must-win situation for them to clinch a playoff spot. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at second. Already 2-0 in favor of Alton Marquette. Eli Rogers down at second base. Here is Pruitt. Pitch, outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2.
Oh, chance to get out of this here. Just giving up the 2 runs, just the 1 big hit, and then the other run came in the ground out.
Yeah. Swinging a
That
foul.
one.
Yeah, back off of the catcher's mask there of Ben Tillman.
guess that's the pitch clock out there in front of the flagpole. I was trying to find that thing this whole time.
Yeah, it's there. It's just not on.
Yeah, we don't.
They
need
do
it
have
for high school.
they do have directions over there for pitch count pitch timer. Swinging a fly ball to center field. On the move, Luke Robinson. He's going to get there for the out. And that is out number 3, and that ends the inning on a little bit of a line drive out to straightaway center field. 2 runs come across the plate on 3 base hits. We will head to the bottom half of the first, and we will tell you all about that after we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget. A cloudy, overcast day with a gusty wind, and temperatures were supposed to top out at around 68, but on the way here, my car said it was about 73, so I think it might have gotten a little warmer than everybody thought it would. And for some reason, the air conditioner's on up here in the booth. It's chilly up here, that's for sure. All right. Cohen Green is out on the hill for Alton Marquette. He'll be looking at Carter Harrington, Grant Darden, and Adam Bovinet, our pregame guest. And if anyone can get on, Carson Perrell will have a chance to bat. In case you weren't there when we talked about the numbers for Green, this is his 4th game played in. He has pitched in 11 innings, has a 1.91 earned run average, and he has 8 strikeouts to 6 walks. He also has already hit 4 batters on the year, too. First person he'll face is Carter Harrington. Harrington comes in batting .387, pops one out over to right field, or make that left field, and that's twisting and turning, and it fools Tyler Roth out there in left field, and that is going to be a double for Carter Harrington. So Collinsville trying to answer the 2 runs put up on the board in the first inning for Alton Marquette, and they're off to a good start with a leadoff double by Carter Harrington.
That's another one into that wind out there in the left field.
Oh, yeah.
Left fielder's having a hard time getting a read on that one. It just goes back and back and back and back and can't get under it.
There's Grant Darden, the shortstop. He bats in the number 2 hole, and Darden on the year batting .294. Couple of runs batted in. Defensively for Alton Marquette, Tyler Roth, you just saw him out there in left field. Carson Morrissey is in center. Matt Cain is in right field. Keller Jacobs is at third base. Joe Steffen is at shortstop, as the pitch is a bunt, but that's foul. Jack Ray is at second base. Jack Pruitt at first base, and Cohen Green is pitching to Will Fanistock. Carter Harrington out at second base, and he leads the team in the stolen base department with 8 stolen bases on the year. He's only been caught once. Cohen, the right-hander, looks in, has his sign, brings the next one home, and a timeout was called somewhere along the way. Oh, balk, okay. So a balk will move the runner over.
Umpire on Saturday called a few balks. Well, that was the JV game, though.
Yeah, we had one out here when I did the game against Triad last week, too. Actually, that was the only run that Collinsville scored was on a balk. There's a pitch that's too low. I can hold myself up from saying in the dirt because there's no dirt out here. It's all turf. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Grant Darden, runner at third base. And that one's a little low and outside. Nobody out, so a run 90 feet away would be beneficial, as Alton scored 2 runs in the first inning on 3 hits. Could have been a lot worse, as those 2 runs came from the first 2 batters. Next pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. Adam Bovenat waits on deck. Carter Harrington at third base. And Grant Darden with a chance to chase him home. Darden looking for just his third run batted in on the year. Here's the next delivery. That one hits the outside corner, called strike 3.
Tough one to lay off there.
Oh, yeah. He started to go after it and then held up.
Gotta spoil that one, fight it off.
Here's Adam Bovenat batting .393 on the year. 8 runs batted in. He has a home run to his credit. Collinsville only has 3, and they're from 3 different players. That's the home run department. Bovenat from the left side. Short porch out in right field. Very doable. And with this gusty wind going the opposite way, you can definitely see a opposite field home run if Bovenat can get a good chunk of that pitch on the right part of the bat. Want to know the count to the Collinsville first baseman. There's a check swing. They're going to ask the fielding umpire if he went around. He says no, so 2-0 on Bovenat. Carson Perrell waits on deck. Carter Harrington at third base. He was down there with nobody out. Now he's down there with 1 out. Next pitch on the way from Green. Outside, ball 3.
Well, they're going, giving a mistake here to Bovenat. Taking it real light here on him.
There's the pitch. That one
Yep,
is
they
a
walked
call. Nope, you walked him.
Didn't want to make a mistake to him.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to make a mistake. But you got the number 4 hitter coming up, so. And here is Collinsville's cleanup hitter, Carson Perrell. Perrell on the year batting .452 with 12 runs batted in. He has a home run, a triple, and 3 doubles on the year. Runners on the corners, only 1 away. And the pitch is inside. Alton Marquette, in their 13 games on the year, have only turned 3 double plays. That's what they're looking for here to end the inning. Pitch to Perrell is a little low.
Everything's just missing.
Yeah.
Green here's got to refocus himself, find the zone, but don't make a mistake.
Yeah, he came in with a 1.91 earned run average, so that's not bad in 3 games worth of work. As he readies himself with another, and that one misses the mark as 2. So 3-0. Braden Hinson waiting on deck, the DH for Collinsville. Well, right now, it's up to Carson Perrell. And really, it's up to Green. Bovenat goes, pitches outside, throw down to first base. Not in time. Ball 4 anyway. And Bovenat is now down at second. Perrell, after back-to-back walks, on at first base. Collinsville has the bases loaded with only 1 out.
Didn't end up mattering there, but I think if you're Marquette, it's better off not throwing that ball down the second there.
Yeah,
bounce
make a
all over the
mistake.
place, and
Yep.
You got Harrington coming in to score.
Here is Braden Hinson. Hinson on the year batting .333 with 1 home run, 3 runs batted in. He can more than double that batted in category if he can get a hold of one here. And finally, Green found the strike zone. 0-1, the count to Braden Hinson. Bases loaded here for Collinsville. Harrington down at third. Bovenat over at first. At second. Perrell's over at first. That one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Right-handed hitters especially could have a blast of a day if they can put some power behind a swing and send it into the air in this wind.
Yeah, and even if you don't get it up over that fence, it could just go fly and bounce around and do anything out on that turf.
Yeah, that was a nice stop. That ball was into the ground. Nice stop there by Fanistock to keep that one from going back to the screen. 2-1 the count, though, to Braden Hinson. Collinsville's DH. Luke Robinson waits on deck. Hinson wants to do some damage here. Green from the stretch. He pitches. That one's inside. 3-1. Nowhere to put him. Got to give him something to hit here, I would imagine. Cohen Green in a little bit of trouble. Looks at his runner at third, brings it home, swinging a shot right back up the middle. That might be two. Step on second for one. In time, an inning-ending double play for Alton Marquette. Collinsville has the bases loaded with only one out and couldn't make it happen. So we now head to the top of the second inning. Still 2-0 in favor of Alton Marquette. And we're back to tell you all about the brand new inning after we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com.
Todd Duke, Chris Keller back with you from Grizzlies Ballpark here in Sauget, Collinsville. Chris missed an opportunity there, man. Bases loaded, only one out, and the old double play bit him.
Yeah, and pitcher was laboring a bit there. Had walked two guys, had gone to three-ball count to the next guy. Could have been a big inning for the Chaos, but doesn't happen that time, but they got plenty more time here to go in this game.
Yeah, we're only in the top of the second. Bottom of the order coming up here for Alton Marquette. Bunt try there and a throw over to first base in time, and Carson Morrissey is out on the play, and Morrissey came in batting just 194 on the year with 4 runs batted in. Doesn't have a double and a triple, but a bunt out. 1-3 goes the play for those of you keeping score at home. I just kind of imagine people actually doing that. Get out the old scorecard here. Here's the pitch to the next batter. That's Jack Ray, the second baseman. Ray comes in on the year batting 290 with 1 run batted in. And no extra base hits to speak of so far for Ray. Swinging a foul ball. That's going to go behind, well, on top of the press box here. And it's 1-1 to the Explorers' second baseman, Jack Ray. Tyler Roth, number 9 hitter, waits on deck. As Lucas Owen pitches, that's in there for a strike, and he's back out in front is Owen. 1 ball, 2 strikes in his favor. Owen peers over that glove. Not wasting a lot of time getting going here. Swinging a bouncing ball to Harrington, and 1 hop and a throw over to first base. Nice pickup over there by Bovanet. That was a little low, but he knew exactly what to do with the glove.
Yeah, luckily Bovanet didn't have to pick that one up out of the turf. If it hits that turf, you never know how it's going to bounce. But Owen working good here. 2 outs in about 5 pitches, and he's already ready to go to the next guy.
He is not wasting any time. Here is Tyler Roth. He looks at one outside. Roth on the year batting 286 with 6 runs batted in. He has 5 doubles on the year. And there's a high fly ball. That's going to be trouble. That's all the way out over to left field, and that one's over the fence for a solo home run. First of the year for Tyler Roth, and the Alton Marquette Explorers have extended their lead to 3-0.
Number 9 batter?
Number 9 batter.
4 doubles?
Yeah, 5 doubles.
5 doubles, and now hits a home run. He's got to get up under that one and drive it a bit, and that wind will help you out here.
You ain't kidding.
Today at Grizzlies Park, and Owen looking good through the first 2 batters, but gives up a home run, but he's ready to go and get this 3rd out.
Keller Jacobs, the third baseman. He leadoff man for Alton Marquette. Singleton scored in his first plate appearance. And he looks at one just a little bit low and outside, ball 1. Yeah, Jacobs hit that ball into right field in the first inning and then came around on that triple by Fanistock, who waits on deck. Stands in the on-deck circle with his shin pads on. 2-0 the count from Owen, and the next pitch, that one's on the outside corner. Called strike, 2-1. Next pitch, too much outside. 3-1. Hopefully that home run didn't shake Owen out there because he was cruising through the first two batters. And a swing and a little cue shot over to Pomerantz at short and over to first in time for the out. But a solo home run by the number 9 hitter in the order for Alton Marquette has given them one more run. We head now to the home half of the second inning, and Collinsville trailing now by a score of 3-1. 3-0, excuse me.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with cold drinks and great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest Kahok games and all the pro sports across the spectrum, plus all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332. Celebrate the life of your loved one should be as special as the person they represent. That's why you will always find the staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville ready to go the extra mile to meet the needs of you and your family during those times. For over 100 years, Her Funeral Home has been there for Collinsville and the surrounding communities. Of the many arrangements made after losing a loved one, the first is the selection of a funeral home. The staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville can help with that planning. Call Her Funeral Home in Collinsville at 618-344-0187. Her Funeral Home, serving Collinsville families for over 100 years. 618-344-0187.
Center fielder Luke Robinson leads off with one straightaway center field, gets over the center fielder Morrissey's head, and Robinson is on his way to third with a stand-up triple.
There you go. He's at second base even before the center fielder got into the ball. Rip that one.
Sure did.
Didn't even really need the wind on that one. If anything, it might have held it up. From where he hit it.
Well, for the second inning in a row, Collinsville has a base runner on third with no outs.
Yeah, leadoff runner on again.
Yeah. And here is Ben Tillman, the catcher. And this first from Green is outside. Tillman on the year, batting .227. 4 runs batted in. Robinson on the year, didn't have time to tell you about it, batting .333 with a couple of runs batted in, and that's his second triple on the year. Pitched by Green, outside. Green's had some control problems here early on.
Yeah, walked 2 guys, and then was behind 3-1. He's thrown, so if nothing else, throwing a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
See how that affects him as we go along here with pitch counts.
And swinging a foul ball well out of play. Over into the picnic table area here. Down the right field way. 2-1 the count to Ben Tillman. And, looking one outside, Luke Robinson dancing all over the place down there at third base.
Throw back from the catcher. Green didn't get it too cleanly.
Robinson on the year has 7 stolen bases, but I don't think he's thinking about stealing home. Tillman thought he had ball 4. He was ready to go down to first base, but the umpire said, "Just a minute, young man." So a full count to Ben Tillman. Here is the next by Green. A shot at the shortstop, and he thought about going home for a minute, but Robinson got a pretty good jump down there, and he comes home to score. So a productive out for Tillman. He'll get credit for an RBI as the play goes 6-3 for out number 1, but more importantly, Collinsville is on the board.
Yeah, the jump Robinson got. There's no point in pushing that. Get the first out here and clear the bases up when you got a lead.
Yep. Green pitches to Roman Pomerantz, and Pomerantz looks at one on the outside corner for a called strike. Roman batting .389 on the year, but still looking for his first run batted in. Has a couple of doubles. And he'll look at one down the middle, but a little bit too low. That'll even things out at 1-1. So Alton Marquette has scored in both of their innings at the plate, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Collinsville finally plates one here in the bottom of the second. That one's outside. And it's 2-1 against Pomerantz. Green, he's ready to go. Swinging a base hit past the diving shortstop, Steffen, out into left field, and boy, Pomerantz tattooed that one.
Good contact.
Sure did.
Drives it where they ain't. Good piece of hitting there from Pomerantz.
Number 9 hitter, Tyler Huntebreaker, steps up to the plate. Left fielder, Huntebreaker, comes in batting an even 200 with a couple of runs batted in. And we'll see if Pomerantz wants to do any running. Pomerantz looking for his first stolen base of the year. Here's the pitch, outside.
Good stop by the catcher there. That one was down in the turf. He got in good position to get that one.
Yeah, Fanistock's made a couple of nice plays behind the plate already to keep the ball from coming to the back of the screen. 1-0 the count. Pomerantz has his lead. Pitch is right down the middle, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Huntebreaker.
Ball does get past the catcher and go straight back. It's going to go back a little pretty far.
Yeah, it depends on how much speed it has on it, go, because it's a brick wall back there, and it can bounce off that brick wall and come right back to the catcher. Green ready with the next. Swing and a miss as he took a little off to Green, and Huntebreaker was well out in front.
All right, well, he's seen it and adjust for it if you need to, but still look for the fast one.
Oh, yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Huntebreaker. Pomerantz has his lead. Here's the pitch, and that one hit him. He didn't do very much to get out of the way, did he?
Wasn't afraid to get hit with that one.
No, he was not. Take one for the team, Raj. So runners on first and second here for Collinsville. Only 1 out. Back to the top of the order we go, and Carter Harrington, he'll go down and talk things over with head coach Brett Swip. Harrington reached on a double, went to third on a balk, and he was down there with nobody out until Grant Darden struck out. And then, of course, the ending inning double play hit into by Braden Hinson. So Collinsville has a runner in scoring position. Cahoks trail by 2. Harrington, he'll dig in from the right side. Pomerantz at second, Huntebreaker at first. Harrington looking to do some damage here. If another double would do just fine by me. That one's outside. Ball 1. That double that he got in the first inning had Tyler Roth twisting and turning out there as he was running with his back to the infield and kept on going to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and finally he just had that ball go over his head and hit off the wall. Here's the pitch. Harrington. Balk. Another balk. Second balk of the inning called against Green, and this one's going to put 2 runners in scoring position.
No one really questioned what it was, so nothing that he needs coached on there. We continue on.
Yeah, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Green to Harrington, and Harrington was ready to hit, man. He's like, I got 2 guys in scoring position now. But he swung through the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Collinsville trailing by 2, tying run down at second base. Harrington looking for his second home run of the year. If he can do that, Collinsville will flip the script and take a 1-run lead. That one's low. Ball 2. Grant Darden waits on deck, but right now it's up to Carter Harrington. Cohen Green looks into Will Fanistock, has his sign from the stretch. He brings it home. Outside, ball 3. Looks like we got the sun trying to break through the clouds. I love sunshine, but I'm hoping it waits until we're done because these web cameras, they don't adjust to the back and forth sunshine to cloud cover very well. They don't at all. I have to do it myself. 3-1 pitch on the way to Harrington. Here it is. Swinging a shot down the right field, left field. That's a base hit. 1 run's going to score. They're waving him around, and he'll score. We are tied. Throw down to second. Not going to be in time. Carter Harrington down there with a 2 RBI double.
There you go. Some clutch hitting, driving in some runs after the balk. Puts them both in the run. scoring position, and Carter Harrington's 2 for 2, 2 doubles. The Cayucks tie this up.
Yep, they do. Brand new ball game, kids. Brand new ball game. They're going to visit with their pitcher, Cohen Green, here for a minute, Will, Alton Marquette. Just now getting somebody up to go down to the bullpen, and that would be Carson Bauer, a junior. Got him listed as a pitcher / outfielder on the roster. So he just now trotted down to the bullpen, so he's not warmed up yet. So I would imagine they're going to have to stick with Green here for a little bit. Still only one out. Conversation's over. And here is Grant Darden, who got caught looking at the third strike in his only at bat thus far. Collinsville, 3 runs on 4 base hits. Alton Marquette, 3 runs on 4 base hits. Harrington leads off from second base. Still working from the stretch is Green. He'll check on his runner and bring one home, and that one is off of the glove of the catcher, Fanistock, who's done a great job of blocking pitches from going back to the screen, but that one just ticked off of his glove, so chalk that one up to a pass ball. And Harrington's down at third base for the second inning in a row.
I might have been on the pitcher there. I think he was so distracted by Harrington and lead he was getting, and then catcher fell victim to that one because the ball wasn't where he thought it was going to be, so they had to get back together there and get on the same page.
So the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul ball down the third base line into the dugout. They were scrambling down there, Alton Marquette was. And Green climbs back up, looks into his catcher. Has his sign. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Bunt and bunt foul. Well, they're going to say it missed his bat.
Missed his bat, but he offered, so it's going to be a strike. But
yeah, it's going to be a strike. It's going to be a productive strike.
But it's not a dead ball, and Harrington comes in to score, and Cayucks take the lead.
Well, that's a pass ball, too, because that definitely hit Fanistock in the glove. So Collinsville takes a 4-3 lead here in the second inning. Base is now empty. And the next pitch to Darden, swinging a shot down the third base side, but that's foul.
Catcher doing a pretty good job, and then has a couple pitches get away from him there, and that allows Harrington to go from second, third to home.
Yeah.
All without a hit.
Green continues to work from the stretch, even though there isn't anyone on anymore. And he misses inside. 2-2 the count, 1 out. 4 runs here in the second inning have given Collinsville the 4-3 lead. Our pregame guest, Adam Bovenette, waits on deck. He'll get to bat this inning because there's no one on and there's no chance for Darden to hit into a double play. Can't tag him out twice. Full count, though, to the Kahok shortstop, Grant Darden. Cohen Green looks into Fanistock, has his sign. The payoff pitch is on the way. That one bounces off the plate, goes back to the screen. And a walk to Darden will give Collinsville another opportunity to put some runs on the board. And here comes Adam Bovenette.
I think this is the end of this pitcher here.
Yeah, probably. Bovenette walked his first time up, and that's going to do it for Cohen Green's day. So there will be a pitching change, and that means we will take a timeout, and we'll come back and tell you all about the new pitcher after we come back from this timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA storage team, GASA Storage at gmail.com or call today. GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Got questions about Medicare? If you're approaching the age of 65, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121, or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we welcome you back once again to Grizzlies Ballpark here in Sauget. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler with you. Matt Kane is the new pitcher, and Kane on the year, not a lot of success. This is his 11th game. He's only pitched 3 1/3 inning, and he has a 14.70 earned run average. He has struck out 3 and walked 2 so far in his 10 appearances. Adam Bovenet up there, first pitch swinging, and rockets one down the third base side, but foul.
Well, those stats don't sound good for Kane, but they bring him in here in a one-run game, so it's his opportunity to right whatever woes he's had if those stats are right.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch to Bovenet. That one gets away from the catcher again and down to, oh that ball is going to the outfield, but there's not going to be enough time for Darden to pick himself up and move over to third base.
That throw from the catcher had no chance.
That was a wild pitch for sure.
His throw down there to second was just...
Yeah, that was just as wild.
That was even more wild. It's way off to the left of second base as we view it.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Darden down at second base. Still only 1 out in the inning. Collinsville has a one-run lead and looking to make it more. On his way to third, a stolen base, and he's going to be successful as that ball, again, bounces either into home plate or off of Fanistock. I couldn't tell which. And Darden is down to third base with Collinsville's first stolen base of the day. That's the 35th stolen base on the year for Collinsville. They've only been caught 6 times this year.
It was an amazing jump he had. He was
down
before the throw even came.
2-1 count, swing and a miss by Bovenet, and that'll even things out at 2-2. But runner at third base, 1 away. Collinsville looking to go 2 runs ahead, and they can do so here with a well-placed base hit by Bovenet. Even a sacrifice fly will get him home. 2-2 pitch by Kane on the way, and that one's a little low, and a full count. Bovenet walked his first time up. He was left on that inning-ending double play. And the next pitch from Kane to Bovenet. Outside, he walked him again. Bovenet, 2 free passes so far here this afternoon. Good eye. That will bring up Carson Perrell, the right fielder, who also received a walk by Kane, or by Green. Green walked 2 while he was in there, just struck out 1. Had a couple of pass balls and a couple of balks while he was out there. Peril looking for something to drive here. Runners on the corners, one away, outside. Ball one. Collinsville had the dugout down the third base line last week against Triad. Today they're down the first base line. Only, I think, because Alton Explorers got here first, so they came onto the field first and grabbed that dugout. That one's a called strike. A little off-speed pitch by Kane, hits the outside corner. Got one lone soul sitting out there on the grassy knoll. Throw over to first base. Bovinette's back in safely. Carson Bauer, by the way, has come in to play right field. He was the one down in the bullpen warming up. So when Kane came in to take over the pitching duties, they brought Bauer in to put him out there in right field.
Kane, when he misses, he's missing by a bit.
Yeah. Matt Kane from the stretch. Bovinette's off to the races. There's a throw down to second base, and it is in time for out number 2.
He tried to get around the tag, but
he did.
Just didn't happen there. And I think Darden thought about breaking home, but he held up.
Well, now there's 2 away, a runner at third base. Carson Peril will have to do a little bit more work here. Kane pitches outside. Ball 3. Only the 7th time Collinsville has been caught stealing this year. 35 times they've been successful. Kane's ready with the next pitch. Here it comes. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Peril thought he had a walk. And I got to say, I probably agree with him, but down on strikes he goes, and that's the first strikeout for Kane in the game. The inning comes to a close, but Collinsville picks up 4 runs here in the second inning, and they take a 4-3 lead as we head to the top of the third, and we will tell you all about the new inning when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
Will Fanistock leading things off here in the third inning for Alton Marquette. Fanistock had a RBI triple in that 2-run first inning, and he had the first 2 miss the strike zone, fouled the next pitch back, 2-1. Here's the pitch from Owen, and it goes right back to him. He gloves it and throws over to Bovinette at first base, and there is a 1 away.
Don't know if he meant to swing on that one or not.
He was trying to hold up.
Didn't look like much of a swing. Trying to pull it back. Got the out. Those are the Kahawks.
So, 1 out recorded, and here is Joe Steffen, who grounded out. Got an RBI when he grounded out to Carter Harrington back in that first inning. Owen ready to go and hits him. That one looked like it just got away from him.
Yeah, there was another one that was the second pitch of that last at bat that was similar, but the batter did a good job of getting out of the way.
Here is Eli Rogers. He had a single his first time up, but was left stranded. Runner on at first, one away. That one misses the outside corner from Lucas Owen. We're in the top of the third, 4-3 in favor of Collinsville. Kahok's put 4 across the plate in the second and took the lead back. That one's outside as well. Wind continues to gust out to left field. Owen, he's ready. Here's the pitch. That one's up high and inside. 3-0, first 3 misses.
First 3 miss. That's going to make Tillman want to come out and talk to Owen here. See where he is. A little extended talk here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Didn't take long to say what he had to say. Tyler Hunterbrinker playing well off the third base line out there in left field. With a right-handed hitter up, that's a little dangerous. There's one right down the middle, called strike, taking all the way, was Rogers.
Anything hit there, hit towards where he is probably going to go more into that corner.
Yeah. 3-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball. Hunterbrinker is playing in just the perfect spot then. See, I need to just mind my own business. Fly ball out by Rogers.
Had him positioned perfectly.
Sure did.
Coach knew where to tell him to go, and
2 away. And here is Matt Kane, who started this game as the right fielder, but now he's the pitcher. But he stays in the same spot in the lineup, which means Bauer will not be batting, even though he's playing right field. And for Kane, he popped up into shallow right field on a ball that was handled by Roman Pomerantz. That became the second out of the first inning. 2 away, runner on first base. Collinsville leading by 1. Owen is ready. Here's the next pitch. That one's called strike on the inside portion of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Owen from the stretch brings it home. Ooh, where was that? Not giving him that outside corner of the plate there. 2-1 the count. Owen's ready with the next, and here it comes. And that's a called strike. 2-2.
That one was the spot where he needed it. Umpire liked that one just a little more.
2-2 pitch from Lucas Owen on the way. Too far outside. 3-2. Next delivery from the right-hander for Collinsville. Lucas Owen, runner goes, swinging a foul ball down the third base side. And Stefan will have to trot back over to first. He was down there after being hit by a pitch. Owen ready. And the 3-2 pitch is on the way. A runner goes again outside. Ball 4.
Well, another walk and opportunity here for Marquette to tie it up. The 2-out hit.
There's Jack Pruitt. That's the first walk issued, by the way, by Lucas Owen.
Yeah, the other one was a hit by pitch.
Yep, another one was a hit by pitch, and Owen has yet to record a strikeout. First pitch misses the strike zone, and the 1-0 from Owen on the way to Pruitt. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. Pruitt lined out hard to Luke Robinson in center field in his only at-bat. That ended that 2-run first inning. Owen is ready. And he pitches outside. We're in the top of the third, 4-3 in favor of Collinsville. Owen really needs to work to come back and get Pruitt here. Here's the pitch, and that one's on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-2. Deuces are wild, folks. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Collinsville leads by a 1, trying to keep it that way. Owen, he's ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. On the move is Luke Robinson. He'll come in and he'll drop the ball.
Oh, no.
No, he dropped the ball. That's going to be the first error of the game. 1 run's going to score, and that's going to be it. And we are tied. And I don't know what happened there because
he wasn't playing all that deep. So
no, Robinson was traveling out to the right field area and then had to come in like he was heading toward the second base area, and then I guess took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, must have just missed it there because he wasn't playing all that deep. Seemed to get a fine jump on it like he was coming to get it, and looked like the Canucks were going to be out of this inning here, but Marquette now ties it up here and should be out of this inning here, so everything's going to be unearned.
Run comes across to tie things at 4 each. Runners on the corner still. 2 outs. And now Carson Morrissey is up to the plate. He'll look at one low. 2 out of the strike zone. 2-0. Carson Morrissey led off the second inning with a ground out back to the pitcher, and now Collinsville wants to talk things over with their pitcher, Lucas Owen.
Yeah, he thinks he should be out of the inning here, so Coach Warnick is going to come out and talk to his pitcher and tell him, stuff happens here. You got to focus in on this batter here and keep us going because we're tied up.
Redial in, man. Got to bear down and get out of this inning.
Good knowledge there from pitching coach. Know it's time to come out here and check on your pitcher.
So a hit batter, a walk, and an error has led to a run here for Alton Marquette. Home plate umpire says that's enough. Break it up. They do. And we're ready to go back to work. Collinsville's going to get some action in their bullpen here as Braden Henson will go down to warm up. Right back to Owen. He'll toss it underhanded over to Bovenet, and Collinsville gets out of the inning, but not before another run comes across the plate. A hit batter, a walk, and an error allowed Alton Marquette to tie things up. We head now to the bottom half of the third inning, and we are all knotted at 4 apiece. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
We welcome you back here to Grizzlies Park in Sauget. Todd Duke is my name. Chris Kettler on the other headset microphone. 4-4 game. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Each team has 4 hits. Collinsville has the only error. That was in the last inning. That allowed Alton Marquette to tie this thing up. Middle of the order here for Collinsville. Braden Henson, the number 5 hitter, followed by Luke Robinson and Ben Tillman. If anyone can get on, Roman Pomerantz will have a chance to bat against Matt Kane. Henson hitting to that 6-3 inning-ending double play back in the first inning when Collinsville had runners all over the place and couldn't bring anybody home. Bases loaded double play. So Henson will see if he can get things going here in this inning. Henson was the one down there warming up in the bullpen in the last half inning.
Someone else down there throwing now.
Yeah.
Just didn't catch with the catcher.
Yeah, right now just a game of toss. First pitch misses from Kane.
Calls timeout here. Now we get reset.
Kane, the righty, from the windup, brings it, and that's too low, ball 2. Henson looking for something to hit here. Kane is ready. Here's the pitch. A little floater in there, took a little off. Right down the middle. 2-1 the count. Next delivery to Henson on the way. Swinging a foul ball that stays behind home plate. 2-2 the count. Why are my numbers all off here? I had 5 for Braden Henson. He's 12. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Steffen back with it. Long throw over to first base in time.
5 hitter.
For out number 1.
Number 5 hitter, right?
Yeah, I had him. No, I had him. I mean, I got it's under my numbers here. Yeah. Yeah, that probably throws me off. Yeah, because I got Luke Robinson 6 and he's 3. Luke Robinson will step up to the plate. He had a triple and scored a run. That started off inning number 2.
Yep, got it going for the Canucks. It was a 4-run inning.
1 out, no one on for the lefty, Luke Robinson. All kinds of room there in that right center field gap. Here's a swing and a foul ball out of play. Well, almost went out of play. Clipped the top of the net that surrounds home plate. Matter of fact, all the way down to each bullpen that net goes. Kane. He's ready with another delivery. Takes a long time looking in. Now he's ready. Here it comes. Up high. Ball 1. Tried to catch the number of the guy down the bullpen, I think. Is it? I thought it was Ryan Holding for a minute. Oh.
Cold strike.
Strike 3, yeah.
Gave up on that one, and it dropped in.
Second strikeout for Kane since he came into the game. 2 away. Here in this bottom of the 3rd inning, and here is catcher Ben Tillman, who grounded out to the shortstop, Steffen, his first time up. And the pitch from Kane on the way, and that one's in there for a strike. Kane. Ready with the 0-1, and here it is. Swinging a bouncing ball. Steffen waits for it to get to him and throws strongly over to first base. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Kane. 2 of those outs, were handled by Joe Steffen. And we will now head to the top of the 4th inning. And we are all knotted at 4 each. Back to tell you all about the top of the 4th after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former Kahok Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010.
Back here in Sauget, Grizzlies Ballpark is where we are, formerly known as GCS Ballpark. Now Braden Henson is down in the bullpen warming up. He started to warm up in the last half inning. Then had to stop because he was due up in the order. But right now, Lucas Owen is back out there, and he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Alton Marquette. Jack Ray, Tyler Roth, and Keller Jacobs will have a chance to bat here in the top of the 4th. That was the first 1, 2, 3 inning we've had here this afternoon so far. Last half inning.
Yeah, Marquette scored in each one of their innings so far, and Cahoks just missed in their first inning, and then a 1, 2, 3 third. A few guys. Looks like they're going to have 2 guys down there throwing now. And
well, there's only 1 catcher, though. That's the only problem. They're going to take turns.
See how they back up Owen here if he gets in any trouble.
Jack Ray grounded out to Carter Harrington at third base his first time up. As Lucas Owen is ready to go, we are underway in the 4th. High fly ball on the move, Hunter Brinker, and he has to back up, and then he falls down. The ball hit off his glove, so that's going to be another error charged to Collinsville, and that's not the start that you wanted.
2 errors on outfielders in this game, and also Hunter Brinker ran into the wall trying to get a ball in that wind earlier. At that time, he just took too many steps in, and
then had to backtrack, and when he was going backwards with it, that's when he fell down. So Tyler Roth, the number 9 hitter, who had a solo home run in his only other at-bat in this game, he'll step up to the plate now with a chance to do further damage.
No, just the one guy down there is getting serious about his throwing now with the runner on.
On the outside corner to Tyler Roth. We'll see how long they want to stick with Owen, depending on what else happens here in this inning, because that runner at second base is not his fault. High fly ball. This one's going to stay in the park. Bovinette in the first base coach's box. He takes it, and it's an out. Throws down to second base, and back in time is Ray.
Any fly ball like that's going to be an adventure to catch. But
yeah, it is.
Bovinette stayed calm there. No problem catching that one. And Roth, who hit a home run earlier, fouls out this time.
Back to the top of the order we go, and Keller Jacobs. Jacobs has singled and scored, and a ground out. And now he's going to ground out again, or he's going to try. Over to shortstop. Darden's up with it, and a nice throw off the turf. Handled over there by Bovinette, and then he snaps it over to third base trying to catch Ray, but Ray gets back in there in time. But a 6-3 put out nonetheless for out number 2. And a runner at third base with 2 away.
I think Harrington was quite ready for that over there at third inning. Looked at him like, why are you throwing it down here?
That was a nice job by Grant Darden to stay with that play, because Ray was trying to mess with him by dancing over in front of him, trying to block his view of the ball, but Darden never gave up on it. So a runner at third, 2 away. And here is Will Fanistock, who had a RBI triple in his first at bat. And then he smacked one back to the pitcher accidentally back in the 3rd inning. And behind in the count now is Lucas Owen, 2-0. Owen works from the stretch again. Here's the pitch, swinging a base hit. That's going to score another run and break this tie.
Well, the air comes around and scores.
That it does.
2 runs. 2 errors have opened up the last 2 runs here for Marquette. They're back ahead.
And Joe Steffen is going to be up at the plate. And we have a courtesy runner coming in for Fanistock, and that would be Joe Steffen. Really?
James Seahorn.
Okay.
34.
Oh, 34. James Seahorn, yeah. He is a senior. Runner at first, 2 outs, run home. 5-4 now in favor of Marquette. Here's the pitch, and that one stays a little high to Joe Steffen. Steffen had an RBI ground out in the first and then was hit by a pitch and came in and scored in the 3rd.
So the Cahoks have been scored on 7 straight innings now since SHG scored the last 3 innings.
Yeah, they did.
On Saturday.
Next pitch on the
way. I got a balk called.
And now Collinsville will be guilty of a balk. So we've had 3 balks called in this game. 2 against Alton Marquette, and now 1 against Owen. And Owen is going to go ask the umpire what he did wrong. Short conversation that was. 2-0 the count to Joe Steffen, runner at second base. And the pitch on the way, on the outside corner for a called strike.
Got to start having some of these innings be zeros. There's been some mistakes out there. The outfield has allowed these last 2 runs to come in.
That's down the third base line. That's fair. That's going to bounce underneath the bench in the Alton Marquette bullpen, and that's going to allow the runner to come in and score. And in second base with a slide is Joe Steffen with an RBI double.
Interesting to keep that play going when it kind of parked up under the bench there, but Underbrinker wasn't worried about it. He just got there in his spot and got to it, but that ball hugged the line there, and Steffen with the RBI double.
And brings up Eli Rogers, the designated hitter. Rogers has singled and
Coach
going
Swip
to fly out. Yeah, Coach Swip coming out. See if he wants to make a motion to the bullpen to bring in a relief pitcher. So far, he has not made that sign. All the infielders come in.
Glancing over there.
They're going to take the ball away, and we are going to have ourselves a new pitcher. So top of this 4th inning was all they can handle there for Lucas Owen. And it looks like we are going to have Braden Hinson's going to come in and pitch after this timeout, which we have coming your way next. And we'll be back to tell you about the numbers for Hinson here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878.
Back here at Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you. Braden Hinson becomes the new pitcher taking over for Lucas Owen. Hinson on the year. This is his 3rd game appeared in. The other 2, they were starts. He has pitched 3 1/3 innings, and he has a 5.73 earned run average. He has struck out just 1, and he's walked 2 in his short innings of work so far this year. And he will come in and face Eli Rogers with 2 outs and a runner on at second base. And the righty Hinson, we'll see if we can get this final out here in this inning. That was right down the middle. That's a strict overhand throw. 1-0 the count to Eli Rogers.
Yeah, way different than Owen, how he was kind of.
Yeah, he comes right over the top, doesn't he? Hinson does.
Owen kind of sweeped around with his a little bit, and straight overhand throw here from Hinson.
Still action down in Collinsville's bullpen, though. Hinson brings one home, and that one's right up the middle, and a diving try by Roman Pomerantz, but falls a little short. Throw home's going to be cut off by Bovinet. Nobody over at first base since he left over there, because if there would have been, that could have been an out over at first base. But as it is, that is an RBI base hit by Rogers.
He's hitting there by Rogers and gets it in just behind the bag there. The guy's diving for it there, but one center fielder got to come all the way in to get that. One easily comes in to score. Now a little crooked number up there here in the fourth inning for Marquette. This thing keeps on going.
7-4, and here is Matt Kane. Kane started off in right field. Now he's out there as the pitcher, and he looks at one on the inside corner for a called strike. The inning started with an error, and then Collinsville got the next two guys out. Swinging a fly ball, Hunter Brinker comes in, and he's going to make the catch this time, and that will put an end to the inning. But in the inning, 3 runs come across on just a couple of base hits, 3 base hits actually, plus an error, and there was one more runner left on base, 4 left on here for Alton Marquette. We head now to the home half of the 4th inning, and Collinsville now has some work to do as they trail 7-4, and we'll be back to tell you all about the Kahawks next at bat here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Back here at Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Todd Duke, Chris Kettler with you as we have a 7-4 game. Alton Marquette with runs in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. And 5 of those runs up there are earned. 2 of them are not. So Collinsville has some work to do. And it'll be the bottom of the order. Roman Pomerantz, Tyler Huntebrinker, and then back to the top of the order. And Carter Harrington. Pomerantz singled and scored his first and only at bat as he looks at one inside for a called ball. Ball 1 from Matt Kane.
Well, Gale's got some work to do here and get it started here.
Yeah.
So this pitcher, if the stats are right, didn't have too outstanding stats here. Thought maybe it could be somebody we could get to, but he's done the job so far.
That he has. Kane looks in. Here comes the 2-0. That's well over the backside there of Pomerantz.
That one had no chance. Floated out of his hand. And
yeah.
Way out there.
And that wind is not relented at all. That American flag out there in center field is just blowing stiff. 3-0 to Pomerantz, probably taking all the way. And he does, and he takes outside. Ball 4. That's a start. Kane's second walk. Tyler Huntebrinker will come in, see if he can at least move the base runner over. Huntebrinker was hit by a pitch and came back and scored a run in that 4-run second inning for Collinsville.
See how the Cowboys want to play this here. Start to work for at least the 1 run.
That one skips into the plate. Throw down to first base, and tell you what, if Jack Pruitt wouldn't have been off the bag, he might have had a chance to get Pomerantz. Pomerantz got caught in no man's land there for a moment. Now another snap throw over there by the pitcher, and this time Pomerantz was aware with his dad over there in the coach's box down the first base side, Matt. And the pitch to Hunterbreaker gets away from Fanistock. And that's a third passed ball of this game by Marquette pitching.
After all that, throw down to first, then another check down, throw down, and didn't even matter as the ball was a passed ball.
Takes the traditional double play out of order. Line them out, throw them out, double play, obviously still in order, but let's save that for another day. Here's the next pitch to Hunterbreaker, and that one's in there for a strike. 2-1 the count, runner at second. Collinsville trailing by 3, bottom of the 4th. Kane from the stretch looks at his runner at second base and brings it home. Hunterbreaker turns around to bunt and bunts it foul. 2-2.
Must have just got a piece of that one.
I guess, yeah.
A little weak attempt of a bunt.
Top of the order, Carter Harrington waits on deck. Hunterbreaker. He's ready for the 2-2 pitch from Kane. And here it is. Held up and called strike anyway. So down on strikes goes Hunterbreaker. And that is the third strikeout for Kane since he was in there.
Coach coming out.
Yeah, not liking that call.
I don't know what you can say too much about balls and strikes. We'll listen to him momentarily here. And
yeah,
maybe it's not so much about the call was the ball or a strike. Maybe there's some other issue that Brett has taken with here with the umpire. I don't know how much you could argue if he calls a ball or a strike. Umpire listened to him though, whatever it was.
Said his piece. One away, runner at second base, and here comes Carter Harrington. Harrington has 2 doubles in this game. The second one knocked in a couple of runs, and then he came around to score as well. So a good day at the plate for Harrington so far. Let's see if he can keep it up. They give him a big gap over there in left center field. Here's the pitch, and that one gets away from Fanistock. He didn't even know it. He reached down to get it out of his glove, and it wasn't there.
He didn't seem ready for the pitch. Ball was past him, and he was just reaching up for it.
So that'll move a runner over to third. Collinsville trailing by 3. While it's an important run, it's not earth-shattering here. Unless Harrington can do some damage here. Here's the 1-0. Outside corner, called strike, 1-1.
Plenty of ways you can put the ball in play here and get this run in.
One away. Infielders sneak in a little bit for a play at the plate possibly, but other than that, they're close to normal depth. There's a bunt try, and that one's foul, so 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Carter Harrington. Grant Darden waiting on deck. Roman Pomerantz down at third base. Went to second on a passed ball after he received a walk. Went to third on a wild pitch. Kane, he's ready to go. And here's the pitch outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Everybody's finally done warming up down in the Kahawks bullpen. Kane, he's ready to go back to work. And here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. This one's going to stay in the park. Pruitt gives chase, and he has it for the out in foul territory.
Well, that wasn't one of them.
Nope.
The ways to get the run in, ball in play. It's up to Darden.
So 2 away for Grant Darden, who has a strikeout and a walk here this afternoon. So it's going to take a base hit or a pass ball or a wild pitch. We've seen both of those here today. As Kane is ready, and that one's high and tight. Little chin music there
Always have another balk.
Could, yeah.
Had a few of those. That could
We've had 3 in this game, 2 by Alton and 1 by us.
Like you said, they got 1 run in last week against Triad via the balk.
And the next delivery is outside. Ball 2. Adam Bovenet waits on deck. Darden trying to get on ahead of him. Kane works from the stretch and brings it home. Outside corner. 2-1. Kane looks at his runner at third before he comes to the belt and now brings it home, and that one stays high. 3-1.
Well, they're not going to want to lose Darden here and face Bovenet.
No, they don't want to. A 3-1 count against the Collinsville shortstop, Grant Darden. And that one is high. He walked him. So Bovenet's going to get a chance here. Collinsville has runners on the corners. That brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Adam Bovenet, who has received 2 walks here today. That's stranded down at second in the first and got caught stealing second in the second.
They've been real careful with him.
Yeah, that they have. Especially when Green was out there. Here is the pitch, and that one's inside. 1-0 the count to the Collinsville first baseman, our pregame interviewee, Adam Bovenet, brother of Devin, who graduated in 2019. Kane, he's ready to go, and here's the pitch. Inside again. Bovenet crowds the plate. Now a timeout being called by Fanistock. He wants to go out and have a word with his pitcher, Matt Kane.
That's right. These 2 teams played last year at Fletcher Field, and Bovenet had that walk-off home run.
I believe I did that game. No, you did. That's right. Zach did. Zach has tomorrow's game, the Southwestern Conference opener at SIUE against Belleville West. I will be at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for a boys volleyball game that was supposed to take place at Belleville West, but apparently they've got some floor damage they're dealing with, so we flip-flopped home games, and Collinsville will go out there at the beginning of May. Here's the pitch to Bovenet. That's 3 straight inside, and it's 3-0 to the Kahok first baseman, Adam Bovenet.
And they're just going to put him on, yep. Intentional walk.
Yep, they're going to go ahead and walk him. That's going to be the 3rd walk issued to Bovenet here today.
So it's up to Peril. The base is loaded.
Base is loaded. 2 away. Carson Peril has walked and struck out in this game. Got caught looking at the 3rd strike. That was the 3rd out of the 2nd inning after Collinsville had scored 4 times. So it's up to Carson Peril now. Matt Kane's ready to pitch to him, and that one's up high. Nowhere to put him. So you got to bring it in. And just spied Clay Smith here taking in the action. Our illustrious athletic director. 1-0 the count to Peril. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball. 3rd baseman. He's going to give it a charge. He gloves. He throws. It bounces. He got him just in time to end the inning.
Couldn't have been much closer.
I tell you what.
Tough play for the 3rd baseman, but he makes it happen. They can't leave the bases loaded here in the 4th.
That they did. That's the 5th stranded runner for Collinsville on the afternoon. We will now head to the top of the 5th inning, and it remains 7-4 in favor of Alton Marquette. We're back to tell you all about the new inning after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back here at Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you for this one. And it is going to be, after I get through flipping my page over here, Jack Pruitt. It'll be Jack Pruitt, Carson Morrissey, excuse me, and Jack Ray, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for Alton Marquette, to face Braden Hinson. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike, even though it bounces out of the glove of Ben Tillman. So we are in the top of the 5th inning, 7-4 in favor of Alton Marquette. Collinsville's had some chances here. Stranded the bases loaded in the last inning. Collinsville's left on 5 base runners in this game. Alton Marquette's left on 4. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Jack Pruitt, the first baseman. Here's the pitch, and Pruitt looks the one in there for a strike. Pruitt has lined out and reached on an error in this game. That was the one that Luke Robinson just dropped out in center field. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Jack Pruitt. That's the first strikeout of the game for Collinsville pitching, and it belongs to Braden Hinson. And that'll bring up Carson Morrissey. Morrissey has grounded back to the pitcher twice here in this game. Here's the pitch, and that one's right down the middle. Braden Hinson's feeling it. Hinson ready to go once again. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. This one might stay in the park. Bovanet, right in front of his own dugout, takes it in for out number 2.
Yeah, with that win, there's a pretty good chance it was going to stay in.
Yep.
Bovanet has done a good job of tracking those down. First 2 down here in the 5th.
That'll leave things up to Jack Ray if Alton wants to put another number on the board. They've scored in every inning thus far. Collinsville trying to prevent that from happening. Ray has grounded out, and he's also reached on an error. That was the one that Hunter Brinker overran. Came in too much, then tried to backtrack and fell down while he was doing so. And the pitch, swinging a high fly ball. On the move is Luke Robinson. He backs up, and he's underneath it for an out. 1-2-3 inning for Collinsville. That's the first time they've done that here today, so they quickly will come back up to the plate, and they will do so in the bottom of the 5th, and we'll be back to tell you all about the bottom of the 5th after we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville presents the Sports Page Lounge. Come check out Collinsville's newest destination for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge features a 14-foot 9-screen video wall with games across the spectrum, from college football and basketball to the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and NBA. Pair that with tastefully crafted libations from the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, and you have the perfect atmosphere for your sports viewing pleasure. The Sports Page Lounge, next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery at 115 Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 618-855-8027 for more information. The Sports Page Lounge, a new experience for sports lovers in Collinsville.
It's probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. We have 5 agents on our team.
We cover about an hour radius around St. Louis.
We grew up here. We know every town like the back of our hands.
Our job as realtors is helping someone find their dream home, whether it's a family or an individual. We just want to do everything that we can to keep the process as simple and as stress-free as possible for you.
The Blaylock Group, the official realtors of the Kahok Sports Network and Kahok Athletics.
And we welcome you back here to Grizzlies Park once again. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you. Got a couple of pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Adam Bovenet warming up for Collinsville. And down in the other bullpen, it looks like Andrew Zaka is warming up for the Explorers. But here we are. Got to pay attention at the plate. Braden Henson will lead things off. The designated hitter is grounded out twice to the shortstop, Joe Steffen. Here's the pitch to Henson outside. Ball one. It'll be Henson, Luke Robinson, and Ben Tillman here in the bottom of the fifth inning. See if Collinsville can put up some runs since they put up a 0 for Alton Marquette in their half of the fifth. First 0 up on the board in any inning for the Explorers as that one hits the outside corner.
Yeah, ends a streak of 7 straight innings. Chaos gave up runs. Going back to the last 3 on Saturday and the first 4 today.
Yeah.
The offense will have to do their part here to get a win.
1-1 pitch from Kane bounces right past the glove of Fanistock. 2-1. So Henson, been busy today, designated hitter, and now he's pitched the last couple of innings. Here's a ball on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-2. Kane from the windup nods his head yes to the offering by Fanistock. Here's the pitch, and that one's outside too far. 3-2 the count to Braden Henson.
It's another pitcher from Marquette that's gone into a lot of long counts.
Swinging a foul ball out of play. And the next offering from Kane is up high. He walked him.
Leadoff walk, got to make it work here for the Cahoks, and couldn't bring the leadoff runner in last inning. And they've left the bases loaded.
Yep.
2 of the 4 innings so far in this game.
And the 5th walk issued by Marquette pitching this afternoon. And here comes Luke Robinson, who has a triple and a run scored. And he also got caught looking at a 3rd strike called back in the 3rd inning. And the lefty sets a bunt down, but it stayed right at home plate. Didn't go any farther than that. So strike on the play. Henson leads from first. Kane works from the stretch once again, looks over his left shoulder at his runner, and from the stretch he brings it home. A little outside. I want to say it comes to the belt, but he never does come to the belt. He puts the glove up here at face level and stays there until it's ready to pitch. A lot of pitchers bring it down to the waistline area and then they pitch.
Resulted in some of his pitches being high.
That one's inside. 2-1 the count to Luke Robinson. Ben Tillman waits on deck. Henson has a lead from first. Collinsville trails by 3, getting kind of late. There's a snap throw over, and back in safely is Henson.
See, the bunt is still on. That's why Marquette's over there checking at first.
2-1 pitch on the way, and that's right down the middle. 2-2.
Didn't think it was, and it definitely ain't anymore.
Nope. Kane ready to go once again. And the pitch outside. Ball 3. He's going to walk the first 2.
Got to come to him now here. Robinson's got to protect. Look for something to drive here.
And a pitch is way inside, and back-to-back walks will send up the tying run to the plate in the form of Ben Tillman. Tillman on the afternoon has also grounded out twice to Joe Steffen. Steffen's been busy. He has handled 4 ground ball outs today. So Tillman looking for something to hit here. He's got some runners on. First and second, nobody out. And the pitch outside. Roman Pomerantz waits on deck. Right now it's up to Tillman. Tillman. He's ready. So is Kane. Here's the 1-0. Squared around to bunt. Did Tillman. Pulled it back. Took a ball outside. 2-0. Kane in a little bit of trouble here. Wonder how long they're going to let that rope go out. Here's the 2-0. Swinging another chance for the shortstop. Over to second for 1, and I had a hard time getting it out of the glove, and then it goes past the first baseman, and that is going to allow Braden Hinson to score.
Good break for the Kahawks. Doesn't allow the run to score. You need one to start to build this 3-run deficit down. Thought it was going to be a double play ball.
So Tillman reaches on the fielder's choice.
Frierson comes in to run at first.
That'll bring up Roman Pomerantz. Pomerantz has singled and scored. Also walked and was stranded at third base. After the walk, he was sent over to second on a pass ball and then sent to third on a wild pitch. So 7-5, tying run still at the plate. Kane ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swinging a try for the third baseman. That's Jacobs. He'll throw down to second for 1, and in time, another double play.
I didn't even think he was going to throw it to second.
I didn't either. This one goes 5-4-3 for a double play. And Collinsville.
They got the 1 run.
Got the 1 run, yeah. So we will now head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and we will tell you all about Alton Marquette's next at bat, or excuse me, top of the 6th is what we're trying to say. We'll tell you all about it when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855. Back here at Sauget, Grizzlies Ballpark is where we are. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you. Back on the hill is Braden Hinson. He'll face the number 9 hitter, Tyler Roth. Then back to the top of the order, and Keller Jacobs and Will Fanistock. And I am going to step aside for a minute. Chris Keller is going to bring you some play-by-play.
All right, thank you, Todd. First pitch down in what would be the dirt from Hinson. Back out here. Start the 6th. Roth, the 9 hitter, homered earlier and looks at that one for a strike. 7-5 Marquette. top of the 6th. 1-1 pitch from Henson. Fought off, fouled. Hugging that left field line there, and it'll go down into the bullpen dugout bench. And Henson has Ross set up here with a 1-2 count. New baseball in. Henson comes set. And that one is down low. Ball 2. 9-1-2 in this inning for Marquette. They try to nurse a 2-run lead here to get this win here today. And Roth, big powerful swing at that one, but he misses for the strikeout. Keller Jacobs is the leadoff hitter for Marquette. Hit and 2 ground outs. First one away from Henson. Henson ready. Ooh, and Keller Jacobs swings through that one. Stayed up high a bit. Another one from Henson, the kick, and this one picked up from the ground there. Second baseman flicks the flip over to the pitcher. Henson is. Bavanette actually also went out there to try to field that one, so he wasn't going to be able to get in position to get back to first. So that out will actually go 4-1. And we're down to 2 outs here in the 6th. Will Fanistock, Marquette's catcher. Let's see here. He did a triple and a single and a ground out. First one from Henson is high for the first ball. 2 down here in the 6th. 1-0 from Henson. He's inside there to Fanistock. Explorers batting here in the top of the 6th. Oh, that one stays high and inside and actually did get Fanistock, and he's hit by the pitch, so the third batter of the inning will reach the base here with 2 outs for Marquette.
Second hit batter on the afternoon by Kahok pitching. The first one came from Owen.
Oh, they're going to have a runner in for him.
And that is going to be James Seahorn. That'll bring up Joe Steffen, the shortstop. Scored a couple of runs. Had an RBI ground out in the first, was hit by a pitch and scored in the third, and an RBI double in the 4th. And Henson delivers a pitch. That's fouled down the third base side. 7-5, 2-run game. Collinsville at least has 2 more at-bats to try to claw back into this thing, but right now they need to keep it where it is at 7-5. Runner has his lead. Pitch right down the middle, but low.
That one grooved in there, but just stayed too low.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. Henson peers over his left shoulder at the runner at first. That's Fanistock. And the pitch outside. Ball 2. No action in the bullpens at all for either team right now. Henson, he's ready to go with the 2-1. Here it is. Low one outside again, 3-1. Collinsville had an inning earlier when they got the first 2 and then couldn't close the deal.
Had 2 innings where they left the bases loaded.
Yeah. Fanistock has his lead. Time called at the plate by Steffen. That wind has not relented at all.
I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
For a day or so.
It's that time of year. It's either rainy or windy or both. That hits the outside corner. Full count. Need one more just like that. Bovenette holding a Fanistock on over at first. Henson checks out the runner. And from the belt, he brings one home, and that's in there for a called strike on the opposite corner. And how about that? 2 strikeouts in the inning for Henson. That's his 3rd strikeout of this game, and that will send us to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Collinsville still trailing by 2 runs. Let's see if they can get a couple of those back here when we come back from a timeout on the Kahok Sports Network.
Are you a collector of sports trading cards and other sports memorabilia? Then you need to check out Rippin' Rookies Cards and Collectibles in Collinsville. Rippin' Rookies specializes in sports cards from all the major sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, plus Star Wars cards and more. Rippin' Rookies buys, sells, and trades cards and other memorabilia, and they have a large selection of single and graded cards. Walk-ins at Rippin' Rookies are welcome, or you can set up an appointment for large collections at sales@rippinrookies.com. Rippin' Rookies, 102 East Clay Street in the Old Herald Complex. Open Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rippin' Rookies, Collinsville sports card and memorabilia destination. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
Back here at Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you. Renzer Hartman is going to come in and be a pinch hitter.
Your attention, please. Now batting for the Kahawks, number 18, Renzer Hartman.
Now Hartman will lead off here for the Kahawks.
Any chance we can turn the air conditioner off? Off? Yeah. It's locked.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I don't have a key for that one, unfortunately.
All right.
Sorry, man.
All right. Had somebody visit the press box up here, and I'm like, can you please turn the air conditioner off? It's a little chilly. Renzer Hartman batting .333 on the year. Has a double and a couple of singles. That's it.
That one slices in on him. He fights it off.
Hartman has had 9 at-bats. 2 singles and a double to his credit. As he comes in and bats for Huntebrinker. And Matt Kane is back out there for another inning, and there's a swing by Hartman and a little bobble by the second baseman, and he still manages to get him out while he was tumbling, picked the ball up barehanded, and threw it to Jack Pruitt just in time.
Couldn't set himself for nothing on that throw. He just hurled it up there and snags it away. Tough break for Hartman there.
You ain't kidding. Back to the top of the order now for Collinsville. Play goes 4-3, and couldn't find a more acrobatic play than that. Carter Harrington back to the top of the order, and he takes one inside. Actually, did it hit him? It sure did.
All the way inside.
Second hit batter on the afternoon against Collinsville, and Harrington will go over to first base, and once again, the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Grant Darden. Darden, after looking at a called third strike in the first inning, has received a walk in the second and a walk in the fourth. Kane pitches. That one's right down the middle. Bovenet waits on deck.
I'd like to at least stay out of the double play here and get this to Bovenet.
Collinsville's had their chances. They've left 7 base runners on base here in this game. And the pitch from Kane on the way. That one's outside. And once again, Andrew Zaka is warming up in the bullpen for the Explorers. And a throw over to first base, and back in there safely is Harrington. Grant Darden's up there with a 1-1 count. 1 out, 1 runner on. Collinsville trailing by 2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Runner goes, swinging a base hit right over the vacated spot where the shortstop, Steffen, was going to be if he wouldn't have tried to cover second base. Rounding third, throw at the plate, and not in time, and in there safely is Carter Harrington, and Collinsville's gotten this thing back to within a run.
Wasn't sure he was even looking to get to third base originally, and Coach said, come on around here. And I was surprised to see him barreling home as Marquette took their time getting the ball in there, and Cahoks make this interesting here to get it down to 7-6, and Bovinette, they haven't given him anything remotely to hit.
No, they have not. How about an RBI base hit by Grant Darden? Went to second on the throw. And a fine piece of running there. A little hit and run action put on by Coach Swip. Harrington was off to the races and never stopped coming around third. Bovinette, he is at the plate looking for something to hit off the pitcher's glove. Goes to the shortstop area. He'll throw over to first, but not in time. And everybody is safe as Adam Bovinette picks up his first hit of the afternoon after 3 walks in his previous at-bats.
First thing that resembled anything that he could get the bat on there. Didn't hit too far, but does create a jam here for Marquette, and I think they're going to...
Henry Sterneman is going to come in and...
run for Bovinette. They can re-enter him.
Sterneman's going to come in and bat for Carson Perrell.
They're also going to bring in Cal Swartz to run.
Okay.
And he would represent the go-ahead run. Bovinette can come back in on re-entry.
So Sterneman will come in. Sterneman.
Interesting situation. Team pinch hitting for their cleanup hitter.
Yeah. Henry Sterneman batting .375 on the year. He's only had 8 at-bats, but he has 2 singles, a double, and a run batted in. And he's got runners on the corners here with only 1 out still. Tying run is down at third base, swinging a high fly ball, but that's going to get out of play. And Sterneman will live to see another day. Kane in some trouble. Collinsville down by a run. Tying run is 90 feet away. Here's the pitch from Kane. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Braden Henson waits on deck. Zaka has been warming up for quite a while now. I wonder how long they're going to stick with Kane here. Throw over to first base, and back in there safely is the courtesy runner, Cal Swartz, Jr. for the Cayhawks. Pitch by Kane. Swinging a fly ball. This one is out to the Bauer in right field, and that's going to be enough to get the run home, and in to tie things up is Collinsville's Grant Darden, and we are knotted at 7.
The throw in goes all over the place towards the dugout there. That allows Swartz to go up to second. Marquette does this get the second out, but the game is tied. They're going to appeal, but they say he's fine. They appealed that
Braden Henson.
Runner left early, but umpire says no. Worth the shot.
Yeah. Henson walked and scored his last time up. Before that, he grounded out twice to Joe Steffen. So we're tied at 7. Runner at second base, 2 away. And the pitch, swinging a foul ball out of play. And the 1-1 delivery is a little low and outside to Braden Henson. Go ahead run at second base. Henson awaits the 2-1 pitch from Matt Kane. And here it is, swinging a bouncing ball over the third baseman's head. That's going to get down. Collinsville is going to take the lead as Swartz comes all the way in from second, and it's 8-7 in favor of Collinsville.
Didn't look pretty off the bat, but it did enough to just
doesn't need to look pretty.
bounce up over everything there, and Swartz gets on his horse and comes in here, and Marquette, I think, is thinking about what they could have done here, what could have been. They didn't go to Zaka. No, they had having him throw down there.
Luke Robinson will come in and see if he can keep the line moving here. Looks to one high and outside. Robinson has a triple and a run scored, plus a strikeout and a walk. I would imagine we're going to see Adam Bovinette come in to pitch here in the top of the 7th inning. He's back down there warming up after he was courtesy ran for. That one's up high. Zaka is done warming up in the bullpen. He's back in the dugout. And I would imagine if they can't get Luke Robinson out here, you're going to see Zaka come out.
I don't know.
And he warming up enough, that's for
They had him
sure.
warming up, but I think they missed their opportunity to bring him in.
Yeah. 3-0 the count to Robinson.
Surprised they had him pitch to Henson and didn't try to preserve the time, go in with reliever there.
Next pitch on the way, and that one's in there for a called strike. Robinson was taken all the way. This inning started with a ground out by Hunter Brinker. Carter Harrington was hit by a pitch. Came in to score on a Grant Darden single, and that one's going to go to the shortstop. He's been busy all day, has Steffen, and he throws over for the out. So another 6-3 put out for Alton, but Collinsville takes the lead with a 3 spot here in the 6th inning, and we will head to the 7th inning, and Collinsville, wouldn't you know it, all they need all of a sudden is 3 outs, and we're going to find out if that's going to happen here as we go to the top of the 7th after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
And above and at will come in and see if he can pick up a save here in this one. Collinsville leads 8-7. And wouldn't you know it, it's the middle of the order coming up here for Alton Marquette, the designated hitter and the cleanup hitter, Eli Rogers, to lead things off, followed by Matt Kane and then Jack Pruitt. Adam Bovinette on the mound. Henson moves over to first base. Carson Perrell goes back into right field. And for Collinsville this year, Adam Bovinette, this is his 4th game. He is 1-2. Pitched 5 innings, has a 1.40 earned run average. And 3 strikeouts to 5 walks. on the ear for Adam, our pregame guest. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball one.
Yeah, so he would have taken the loss on Saturday. He gave the one run in the 7th was a tie game. Unfortunate run to give up. Kind of series of fielding mistakes that really weren't officially errors. But
chance for Harrington over at third base. Long throw and in
go.
time, out number one. Eli Rogers had a couple of base hits this afternoon. He was 2 for 3 coming in, now 2 for 4 on the day. And that'll bring in Matt Kane, maybe. Yep, Matt Kane's coming up to the plate. Kane popped up to the the second baseman, Roman Pomerantz, in shallow right field back in the first inning. Walked and was stranded back in the third and flew out to Hunter Brinker. That was in the fourth inning, and he swings and fouls one back to the screen here. So Collinsville looking to complete the comeback. All they need is 2 more outs. And the 0-1 pitch from Bovinette to Matt Kane on the way. Strike called on the outside corner. 0-2. Jack Pruitt waits on deck. Bases empty. 1 away. 0-2. Bovinette has the count in his favor. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball will keep Kane up there.
Kane spoils one down there. See what Bovinette does here. 0-2. Ahead in this count.
Another 0-2 pitch on the way from Bovinette. Took a little off, and boy, oh boy, that was close. Ben Tillman was ready to fire it down to third base. He thought he had a called third strike.
Well, he snagged it up. He was ready for it.
That he was. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count now to Matt Kane. Bovinette is ready, and here comes the pitch. Swinging another foul ball. Just barely got a piece of that, did Kane, to stay alive.
Ever so barely.
Harrington and Henson switched spots, so Henson to third, Harrington to first.
Strike 3 called. Sorry, I just found out that it's Harrington at first base and Henson over at third, so.
That was an interesting pitch. The way it came out of his hand there. Follow the hand there. You're going to lose that one as the ball just grooved right in there. That was a wicked pitch.
There's Jack Pruitt, who's 0 for 2 on the afternoon with a line out and a strikeout. Reached on an error back in the third inning. And that one's in there for a called strike from Bovinette. 2 more pitches. Collinsville can complete the comeback win. 3-run bottom of the 6th has put Collinsville in the lead. Here is Bovinette swinging a chance for the shortstop. Darden's up with it. Throw over to first base in time. And Collinsville wins this one by a final score of 8-7.
Well, down most of the night, basically since the beginning. Well, after the third, when they gave up the runs there, didn't look too good there, but the Chaos got it going in the 6th, 5th and 6th, and come back and win this one 8-7. Big win heading into conference play tomorrow.
You aren't joking there, man. All right, time to transition over to the post-game show, brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road there in Collinsville. 618-343-3602 is their number, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisired lipolaser machine. The Invisired machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisired technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation. Get a first treatment and experience the amazing benefits that Invisaret offers.
Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site, right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisared lipolaser machine. The Invisared machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisared technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we'd be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisaret offers.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler back with you. Collinsville comes back and wins this one by a score of 8-7. Alton Marquette had 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and then they got shut down in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Collinsville had 4 runs in the second, 1 in the 5th, and a big 3-run bottom of the 6th inning gave them an 8-7 lead, and Collinsville ends up winning it here this afternoon. Alton Marquette, 7 runs on 7 hits. They committed no errors and left 5 base runners on. Collinsville, 8 runs on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 8 base runners on. Braden Hinson gets the win on the mound, while Adam Bovinet picks up the save. And Chris Kettler wasn't pretty at all times, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. You win 8-7. That's all you're worried about.
Yeah, a few mistakes on the outfield led to some runs there, and the Canucks did leave some runners on base, but they did enough here to get enough runs here on the board here and win this one here. Go into conference play tomorrow and try to see how that goes. First conference game. The Canucks have set things up here for the opening part of the season here, and we'll see how it goes here from there on.
Yep, Carter Harrington ends up going 2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. Grant Darden went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Adam Bovinet, besides picking up the save, how about on base all 4 times, 3 walks and a single, plus a run scored. So all in all, a pretty good day for the guy who did the pregame interview.
Yeah, they seems to happen here.
I know.
Your pregame guest does pretty well from time to time there, and hopefully they can keep that going here with some more baseball games you do, and those guys will down the road will have some big games.
Yeah. All right, that is Chris Kettler. My name is Todd Duke. Zach Roseman will have the game for you tomorrow at SIUE as Collinsville opens Southwestern Conference play against Belleville West. I will also have a Belleville West game, but it's going to be boys volleyball from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. I'll be on the air whenever the JV game comes to a close, usually somewhere around 5:30, maybe 5:45, depending on how many sets that goes. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Big thank you to Adam Bovinette for joining me on the pregame interview and to Chris Kettler joining me on the other microphone. My name is Todd Duke, and until tomorrow, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Monday.